we are back today with Dr. Felicity Keough of Keough Chiropractic in St. Charles, Missouri. And today we're going to be learning about the science of anti-aging. Okay, so I have to know this, Dr. Keough. I don't know anything about it, but I am middle-aged. Our 5 children are grown. We're empty nesters. I'm noticing things wrinkle up and sag down, and I'm picking things up to put them where they belong on my body, and I won't elaborate any further. Some of you all may be having that problem. So I would really like to learn more about this whole aging process, and can you rejuvenate us?
Well, I don't know if I can rejuvenate you, but I can definitely direct you and help you learn more, because it is something that's becoming a lot more looked at in the medical profession, and a lot of doctors are kind of venturing into anti-aging because it's become such an important thing. People are living longer, and with that comes all the stuff that you just mentioned,
And some.
you know, yeah. I mean, getting older, like aging-related conditions related to getting older, is the #1 comorbidity and reason for death. Like, so people are wanting to avoid that and look good in the process. So
Well, that's the most important, right? I mean,
in our country it is.
yes.
But yeah, that's it's becoming a huge science for sure. So my first experience with it was a few years ago after I had my son, Preston. I had a lot of hip issues, my right hip. And I don't really know why, but I always kind of had issues with my hip. So I started looking into PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma injections. None of this is covered by insurance also. Like, all this stuff isn't going to be covered because it's considered, you know, cosmetic or experimental. But I started looking into it because I just couldn't deal with the pain anymore. And I mean, I was getting adjusted and massage and acupuncture and everything. So I went to a facility out in Chesterfield, and they basically kind of helped me assess my hip. And she asked me, did you ever do anything, like, did you ever like repetitively do something with this hip? And I was triggered that I have a martial artist background, so I did a lot of kicking the air when I was younger with this leg. So anyway, fast forward 35 years now, I have hip issues. But I did the PRP injections, which is basically where they draw your own blood, they spin it down, and it has your own growth factors in it, in the plasma. So they take that plasma and they stick it in wherever the damaged tissue is. And it was incredible.
Really?
Like, I've never had hip pain again. So, and you probably, most people need boosters, but that's just one example of anti-aging. There's stem cell injections, people that are avoiding like hip and knee replacements by using stem cells. Their own body stem cells. So it's coming from your own body too,
Wow.
Which is very interesting. So those are just two very, those are two things, modalities that are really getting popular among a lot of people that are in that, you know, getting older category. And I'm not even that old, but I was looking for something natural.
Yeah. So I know you and I have talked before about the body and how it heals itself when we give it an opportunity to.
Right.
And I because I don't understand all of this. I just remember getting the impression that something is going on in our cells all the time. Like, it feels like I have the opportunity to get a new body of some, you know. I don't know that, you know, I don't know that, you know, a problem area is going to fall off and I'm going to develop a new one that I like. Not like that, but it feels like there's some type of development that's going on in our cells. And if I feed myself properly, give my body the nutrition that it needs and exercise that it needs, that the cell development or rejuvenation or whatever has a better opportunity to give me the results that I want. Now,
Yeah.
I didn't explain that very well. I think you got an idea of the question. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, so there's every tissue in the body heals at a different rate. And so for example, like your stomach lining, the reason you were able to heal your ulcers, I believe, is because you gave it what it needed, and the cells turn over. So you're essentially making new cells all the time. So I think within a week, your stomach lining is completely brand new,
Really?
which is incredible. And I mean, this is all backed by science. I don't know the exact age, the exact time frames, but I know the longer bones in your body take several months, can take up to years. It just depends on the tissue and how big it is. Now, in my case, I had damaged tissue, so that was why I reached out to do something like the PRP, because it really helped to rejuvenate the damaged tissue. But if you think about it, we have an opportunity to get a new body all the time if we give our body what it needs. We feed it properly, pure water, exercise, all of that. We can essentially get an improved body.
So these collagen supplements, and because I drink those now, I started drinking those, but I've noticed that my face, and I think even you said I look a decade younger, and I have people that in one of the seminars that I spoke at recently said, I don't believe that you're a grandmother. I'm not trying to disrespect you, but I don't believe that you're a grandmother. And I said, well, it must be the collagen supplement I'm taking. I don't know. But so what do you think about that? Like, are there supplements or are there things that can promote, because appearance is important, more important to others, than some. I'm not necessarily that worried about it. But I would like to do a little something about it if I can.
Oh,
so
yeah. And studies are limited on this, but there's less invasive things, like instead of getting PRP injections in your hip, there's things like you said, like collagen. So the collagen you're referring to is basically broken down amino acids that your body is utilizing to help make more collagen, and that collagen is in your face, it's in your hair, so you're essentially giving your body what it needs to make better skin. There's people who take like high dose antioxidant therapy, so things like resveratrol and turmeric. Those are two antioxidants that have been shown to really slow down the aging process, which is another great thing. Intermittent fasting, which is something that I love intermittent fasting. I think it's great. You can't really do it you shouldn't do it while you're pregnant, but it's good, and it's been shown to help slow down the aging process. So there's a lot of other ways that people can kind of look into cheap and inexpensive, ways to help our bodies slow down the aging process.
wow.
Pretty cool.
Okay, so if you are interested about slowing down the aging process, Dr. Keough can communicate with you about a health plan that may work for you. So feel free to give her a call. Her contact information will be in the description of the video, along with some assessments and additional resources if you're interested in anti-aging and rejuvenating. I know at this age, and most of my friends and relatives, we're talking a lot more about it. So
Right.
if you have any other questions, feel free to get a hold of Dr. Keough at Keough Chiropractic in St. Charles. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.